Let's go. Oh.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Debrief. Season 6 can be best described as a new beginning. New stands, new plots, and new tactics are the headlines for the season. For the first time in a few years, we spend the vast majority of the season searching public land for giant whitetails as we experiment with new equipment. This season was filled with exciting new challenges. But as always, this journey begins in the midsummer months. We travel back to July and begin our food plot and land management process.
Created a bit of an issue with that. The ladder's gonna go right over it. We'll have to move it all.
Just add another rung. You know, you could.
3 foot deep hole. All right, we're halfway there for the morning's project of getting the box blinds moved. Hopefully the other one goes a little bit smoother than this one. This one took time to figure out the tools, but we're rocking and rolling. Gentlemen, I drove over it all with a side-by-side, but let's give you a reference here. How all this it's, you know, chest high. This is all the before. He's gonna brush hog. He's gonna brush hog all that, and then I'm gonna get some food in here, and this is just a perfectly secluded, awesome kill plot that these deer are gonna just be pounding. It's real small, but it's gonna be deadly. It's gonna be awesome. Right about here is where I was standing. That's what it looks like now. Jesus, brush hog for the win. Now I'm gonna come through here and I gotta rake it all yet so the seeds can reach soil, but hell yeah. Welcome back to day 3, everybody. Today's the big day. Today is the most important and crucial day. Today is food plot planting. So we got the box blind built. We still got to put windows in and paint it, but that's a further down the road thing. We have our new food plot cut in. Today I'll have to go rake it and throw seed on it. And we have trees cut down. I got a little more cutting to do today, but we'll get there. The most important part of today is get all these seeds on the ground, rolled over and sprayed. So Dad's just got the roller on his side-by-side. I'm gonna go plant or throw the seeds on all the food plots, and then he's gonna go behind me and roll. And by the time I'm done doing the last food plot, I can come spray this one, spray the next one, because he'll have already rolled it. So we're out here doing 4 pounds an acre, which we don't have any food plots that are a full acre. So this is the biggest one we have. It's a half an acre. It's gonna take one of these whole bags. The last one I did was almost a half an acre. I only left a tiny bit of seed in that one. These are our 2 biggest plots. The rest are these little, you know, hidey-hole kill plots that we use. And each one of those just took 1 bag total. So this is the last one I got a seed for today. Dad's got the other side-by-side rolling. And then I'm gonna spray after that, and then we're moving on. We got more properties to hit. I have more to show you guys, but I'm gonna throw these seeds out. Dad's gonna roll, and then I will move on. today we are painting the new shack that we built. Oh man, bugs are bad though. But right now, I'm standing right where I was, I think, somewhere in here. Can't really tell anything's growing. However, it's growing pretty good. Even in the thickest of thatch spots, we have some plants coming up through there. So where there was just dirt, like right in here, it's growing really well. There's another couple spots there that those seeds are just right on top of the dirt. Those are growing immaculately. But even where the thickest thatch was, that's also growing pretty well. So you can let it fall. I move the window.
This one's got that screw sticking out of it.
Yeah. Whew, it is warm in here without any of the windows open. Well, here we are. It's complete. We're gonna put one more window in, I think, right here, or maybe even two, maybe one right there. But either way, we are huntable. We are ready to be in here hunting, and I could not be more excited. Having a big, comfortable stand that you can just kick back and relax in is gonna be awesome. We have a few other box blinds, but with two people in the camera equipment, it's tight, and you don't feel like you can really put a big chair in there. So I know it's a woe is me situation, but we built this whole thing for very cheap. I mean, the ceiling is just vinyl and pallets. You know, the windows are just made out of some 2x2s. Like, we did everything as cheap as possible. You can build something like this for very cheap if you can just source lumber, free lumber, people getting rid of stuff, scraps. Like, use whatever you can, and you can build a nice big blind as well. But either way, one of the update areas is the new food plot. It's weedy, it's grassy, but there is plenty of brassica in here. Now, it's not as big as I would like, but as you can tell, like, it's pretty shady in here as well. We got a ton of grass growing over here, but for a first year food plot, when it all looked like that, just woods, we mowed it down, threw some seeds and rolled it over, like as minimal work as you can imagine. We're gonna get some pretty good plants in here. We got another month of growth coming, maybe just shy of a month of growth coming, but everywhere there's at least a handful of brassica plants literally through this whole thing. So I'm really happy with how much is actually growing. I'm not happy with how much it has grown, if that makes sense. So the number of plants, super happy with. The growth they've given us, I wish it was a little better. I do have some more nitrogen that I could come throw out here if we got a rain coming. If I see a rain coming, like a heavy rain, I'll come out here and I'll throw some nitrogen. But we got tons of plants. I'm super happy with it. I'm excited. I'm gonna pull this camera card and empty it though, and then a couple more cards that I gotta empty. So I'm still skating on the free plans. So they've been full for a while. So I'm gonna go pull all the cards, check the pictures, put the cards back in nice and emptied. They should be resetting here in a couple days. So we'll start getting some more cell cam pics. But either way, food plot number one, you know, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Like, I expected worse. I expected to come in here and see half as many plants. So seeing the number, like I said, seeing the number of plants, I'm happy. Wish it was a little bigger, but let's go check out the next food plot, shall we? But this plant growth is phenomenal. This is exactly what I like to see about this time of year. We got some big plants. Some of them are starting bulbs already. Super happy with this growth. The whole plot has brassica all the way through it. One other tip I'm going to give you guys when you're doing camera stuff, especially cell cams, especially spy points if you've been having problems. You're going to walk up to it, you're going to open it, which is going to make it move, which is going to take a picture. So then I never, ever turn it off or pull the card if the status light is doing something. If it's blue, I wait till it turns off and then I shut the camera off and then I pull the card. If it's green and it's like taking a video or a picture or whatever you have it set to, I let the process finish before I shut it off, then I remove the card. Because it's just like a computer. That's all this is, a little tiny computer. You never want to interrupt a process, a file process on a computer. It just leads to corruption. So if you ever had problems with your spy points, if you be honest with yourself, have you just walked up to it and pulled the card out while it was still on, and then it never really functioned right after that? One of the tricks or tips, or if you're someone, I've seen people do it, Tyler, to my cameras, just walk up and pull the card while it's taking a video. That's how you get corruption. That's how you get problems. That's how you brick these devices sometimes. So cell cams and stuff, wait till their processes are finished before you pull that card out. Then you can pull the card out and keep moving.
As the calendar continues to flip by, our food plots are growing, our box blinds are ready, and it's time to start our next adventure for the season. We've picked a few public land areas and we begin scouting. With the season fast approaching, it's time to find stand locations and drop some trail cameras out on the property.
Don't blame them for that. I'm coming in because I have an extra cell cam set up to get out. And I'm just kind of making my way through, trying to find some spots to maybe either A, get up in a tree, or B, just get a camera where I know there'll be info. And on both sides of this, what you see behind me here and over here, like maybe you can see that way, it's all field. This is a little tree grove right in the middle of two big fields that's connecting some ag field to some bedding. So I popped in here because I saw a trail coming out, and there's a bed there. I think there's a bed up in there too. So I kind of just want to get a camera pointed right here because there's a trail that comes in this way, there's a trail that comes in this way, so we get some good info from right here. Well, there we are. We got the camera set up. I'm super happy about this spot. Like I said, I thought there was a bunch of beds in here. There's only the one and two. There's only two beds in here, which personally, I'm glad that that's what I found. Then there's not a whole bunch of beds in here. I truly believe that this will be a mature buck, or maybe two mature bucks together, and that bachelor group's gonna break up. And I know why they're laying in here, because it's 85 degrees right now, and it's cool. It's cool down here in this bottom. So early season like this, that's something I always look for. They're gonna be down in the bottoms. Don't completely ignore wind tendencies or anything like that, but more often than not, those deer are gonna be laying where it's cool, and right in here is so cool. And this specific bed, right now he can see out over here and the wind's coming over his back. So he might come back here tonight, I'm not sure, but either way, we got this camera out. I'm actually getting excited to go do some deer hunting. Usually early season, I'm not that excited. It's just more of I want to get out, test all my equipment and stuff. But right now, I am absolutely loving the idea of getting out in the woods. But yeah.
With all of our preseason prep work now behind us, all of our attention shifts to the bow season opener in Wisconsin. We begin to pick our targets and choose our days to get in the stand, and we dive headfirst into the world of saddle hunting. We even let some arrows fly, all on the next episode of The Debrief.